you up for the job? No. No.
It seems you are taking a long time. Please proceed as quickly and as quietly as possible.
Motherfucker, I was trying! Raz. Why? Back, demon! Back, demon! Get back, demon! Funny, you're funny. You're not coming in here. No, no. No, no, no. No, no. No, don't you dare. Don't you dare, you pieces of shit. Leave me alone. My, we're touchy today, aren't we? I'm a little bit more than touchy, buddy. I've been trying to play this game, finish it today, so I could play Call to the Lamb. And you are being a piece of shit! Making weapons and making me fight them all. Are you absolutely kidding me? You're gonna die today, and I'm gonna make sure of it! Chat. I don't know what the hell is going on with Twitch lately, but fuck you! I couldn't do what I wanted to do. Alright? I am so sorry, but YouTube and Twitch failed to cooperate, so we're only on Twitch today. I apologize. I really do. I don't know what the hell happened. My setup has never failed me before, but here we are. And it's failed me again, so we are just on Twitch today. I apologize. I really do. Alright? So if you were looking for a YouTube stream today, I just can't give it to you. These are going to be recorded. So I promise that they will get uploaded later for your convenience. But yeah, yeah. You know, listen, I'm glad everybody's still here. I'm very happy about that. What I'm not happy about is Twitch fucking me in the A. Anyway. Welcome everybody to the most... I don't know. This has been a stream. Already. I am so happy to see you guys. Anne, hello. It's so good to see you. For everybody who is here amidst the issues, I mean, it seems like we're gonna be fine, but... I blame Twitch for a lot of things. So, it's fine. This is normal, you know? Okay, let me explain why my anxiety's been really bad. So, the main reason is because I'm trying to make things a little bit easier for me, tax-wise. And I've been having a really hard time sleeping. My anxiety has been really bad for the past week. I finally got sleep Thursday night. The past few days before that, I had very little sleep. And this is what I got to help with it. I have lavender oil, supposed to help me sleep. I have magnesium, that's supposed to help me sleep. I have my anti-anxiety meds, that's supposed to help me sleep. I have this for emergencies. Where, like, really bad anxiety attacks. Then I got these sleep aids. Not habit forming. They're not melatonin. They're just something different. And then I finally got a really, really nice sleep mask. All of these things combined, I have still had issues sleeping. Just to explain to you how much bullshit I have been through for the past few days. Oh yeah, definitely the Walmart brand. Yes, Mark, you can never escape. But yes, I'm, yeah, so, I'm gonna try and have a good time today, play some Mario Party 5, and we'll get back to our regular scheduled programming next week, alright? And you guys will be playing Hollow Knight. And my ass is gonna play Hollow Knight and going to enjoy it. And here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start over from the very beginning. I'm gonna force Ace or Detective in here to help me. Because I am stuck in the Mantis Cave. And I don't have anything I need. I need to start over. So that's what's gonna happen. I'm going to wrangle Ace in here. We're gonna make sure this works, and we're gonna have a great time. But right now, I am gonna play some. Before I play some Mario Party, I really need to pee. After all is said and done, all of this tech stuff, I'm gonna have to finagle with later. So I'm gonna leave you with the chair. Actually, I should leave you with Kirby. Big Kirby. Such a big Kirby. Alright. Kirby will be right here. Wait. No, I'm just gonna split the chair back. See Kirby? See the chair? Alright, I'll be right back. I swear to God, Raz, if you start causing any chaos, then ice, buddy. As a Oh, right. Use code Eggy at checkout. If you do go to GamerSupps. I have a whole box down here of all the cups that I have. Alright? There's at least 40 in here. This is the most recent one. Don't judge me, okay? You can also blame GG for this, because he started buying them too. And there's nothing I can do. Like, I'm legitimately stuck in a loop of waifu cups here. You know what? I need to play a game. I'm just gonna play a game and stop talking, because this is gonna get me in more trouble. Okay. Okay. Oh. Yeah, we're totally fine, right, everybody? Oh, right. Today's been a day already. I can already feel it. But it was Hi, Ace. You know, I was literally just talking about you, telling you you have to be here next Sunday. I'm gonna force you to be here for Hollow Knight shenanigans. Basically, we were like, "Where are you at, Ace?" But hi. How's it going? Just as a reminder to everybody, no YouTube today due to absolute chaos. So, I apologize. but we are gonna be playing Mario Party still today. We are gonna enjoy it. Let me know if the game is too loud. Also, our only goal for this week and next week, because goals last 2 weeks around here. Our current goal is a Hades 2 or Paper Mario 1000-Year Door marathon. It'll be a 6-hour stream. It is $50 to kill the bar. As long as I'm gonna tell you, it can be killed by subs, bits, or tips. So, Ace, I'm not actually gonna force you to be here, but if you would like to be here, that would be really awesome because I'm gonna be starting over. Or tits? No. Well, did it read it as tits? Wow, okay. No, bits. Bits. Bitch. Wow, this is great. My captions are having a great time today. No. B-I-T-S. No, tips? Tips. Yeah, it's tips, not tits. Yeah, that's weird. Oh my god. You know, it's probably a good idea that I'm not on YouTube today because everything is flying off the rails. Anyway. Okay. Screw this. I'm just gonna play the goddamn game. Alright, we're gonna do 30? That sounds about fair. Bonus on. No handicaps! I'm not a bitch. Okay. Now that we got that squared away, how's the audio for you guys? It's audioing. Well, that gives me no information, Raz. Is it good? Bad? Does it need to be higher? Lower? Wow, a 1. Okay. Thank you, Cindy. Also, the reason we're not playing Pirate Dream is because we played it, like, all the time on this channel. So we're playing a different one. I have not played Future Dream in a very long time. So we'll see what happens. There's the code. There's GamerSup's code. Treasure. I think it's just GG. I don't remember. Aww. Does anybody else find it weird that Toad is like a playable character and not on the map? To me, that's weird. I don't do a good Toad impression, so just hearing it in my head though is very funny. I mean, sure. It's only the first round. I have no idea what's happening, to be honest. Hey Gridley, you missed all the fun earlier. Unfortunately, we're only on Twitch today. YouTube is being very weird. I think it's actually Twitch that's weird, not allowing me to stream both right now. We're gonna figure it out. But hi, Gridley. How's it going? It's been very chaotic today already. I hope you're doing well, my friend. As soon as Vin was done with Hades last night, I actually played around myself. Yeah, you probably did. Yeah, Rabbit just kept swearing, "Fuck this game," because it's hard. And I won't deny it is pretty hard. It took me forever just to beat, you know, Skilla. Yes, I have. I'm very far in the game. Rabbit is always profane. That's why I love him for that, you know? Rabbit speaks truth. Yeah, I've seen the third area. I've also seen the fourth area, and it's quite a lot. Alright. I gotta remember I'm Peach and not Daisy. That's always gonna fuck me up. Now you see, I can do really well with this version of Slinger Derby, but if you give me the new one, the Superstars version, I suck at it. Can't win them all, you know? Also, if I forget where the hell the star is at any point in this game, probably because I'm paying attention to chat instead. Okay, sorry, I just had a panic attack that we weren't live anymore. I'm fine. I promise I'm fine. Just, I blame Twitch, okay? Okay, there's a star. It's like literally right there. We'll see what happens. Cool. No, I don't. I need to, like, roll a 1 somewhere. Oh, look! He gets to go off in a rocket! That's what I always found really fun about Mario Party 5, is that they really made different maps. They were very fun. Expanded the boundaries of what they could do. Hope everybody's having a decent Sunday. I actually was very productive today, besides, you know, the OBS shit. I actually did my laundry, and got it done before the rain happened. And it's all folded up and ready to go. Is this the one? Okay, this is the one where you're trying to get... I think I know what this is. Oh god, did I really miss that? Come on. Woo! I've been working on some opposite action to fight my anxiety. I'm hoping it's alleviating. Yeah, I gotcha. And I think you have like the same issue as me. It's like you have so much anxiety, it doesn't know where to go. You worry about a lot of things. You don't get to sleep like I do. It's tough, isn't it? I'm doing my best. It's hard though. Damn mouse broke. Oh no. Mark is literally a workaholic. He works so much to the point where I'm like, where are you? Are you alive? Yeah, but no. Mark works a lot, so he can support his friends because he's a very nice man. Like he's super sweet to everybody. So, and he works a lot. So he's great. So Gridley, are you on mobile now? Is your mouse broke? Called in yesterday morning to work. The hard part is getting sleep and everything. Go on PC. It's one with interchangeable side plates. And two of them, the 3 key, no longer works. Oh my god. Ridley. Goodness. Do what you gotta do. I'm not. This stream is very lax. You do not have to be here if you don't want to be here. Also, if your PC is malfunctioning, please feel free to give it a break. But at the same time, I'm very happy you're here, regardless. It's just, you know. The only requirements are to have fun and cause chaos. Correct, Raz. It's time to go fun Gridley working a computer. Yeah! I think that'd be a good idea. Hey Gridley, next time you stream, just put up a goal and they'll hit it in like 2 days. You'll be fine. I'm joking, obviously. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, don't. I just know how our community gets sometimes, where we, all of a sudden, just go ham on everything. Especially for charity. Let me tell you, when charity is involved, you guys go nuts. Is it one of those gaming mouses, Gridley? Because if that's the case, we can find a brand new one in a day or something. That's no problem. Mouse? No, Nightbot is doing whatever Nightbot wants to do. I do not control Nightbot. Nightbot just puts out shit because it wants to. I've tried editing it. It just... No, Nightbot... Yeah. I don't even know what I'm doing. Why did I do that? Did I think that was an okay thing to do? I wasn't even paying attention. What did I just do? I just got rid of half of my coins for no goddamn reason. This is what I mean when I say if I'm paying attention to chat, I'm not paying attention to the game. So therefore... Oh, remind me again why I decided to play this game. Just giving the CPU a handicap. Yeah, sure. 100%. Okay. I just jumped, right? It's okay. It means that I love you guys more than I love this game. Shit. Come on, Toad. Don't give up on us now. Of course.
Yeah, Waluigi the winner.
That one is particularly unfair. Next star is where? Okay. That should be fine. I just need to get one more coin. A measly little coin. Try to get comfortable. I do kind of feel bad for you today. Normally, it's nice for people to just put YouTube on in the background. If you have like a smart TV that only has a YouTube app. You know? But I promise you this is getting recorded, so you guys will not have to worry. This will be able to be watched later. But God, is that frustrating. Your TV has both? Lucky. Where is this? Not on this one. Not this one. It's probably the other one. I know this is probably a bad idea, but we're gonna go with it. Ooh, wait, Mario Can! Yes! I love this one! This one's always fun. Yeah, literally, it's easy as shit. I just gotta time it right. Damn it. Oh well. I still had a good time playing. game is very fun. I wish they make it longer, though. Like, some of these games, you know, when you play them, you're like, they're mini games. But I wish they were, like, 2 minutes long. You know? You're gonna get that one too? That's not fair, Daisy. A reminder, I set these CPUs to normal. Kidding me. This is gonna be one of those games where I absolutely fail. And I can't wait to see how hard I fall. It's gonna be marvelous, I'm sure. Because you know what? You know what? Losing Mario Party is a challenge, actually. It's really difficult to do. Unless you absolutely fuck up. You've never done Throne before? It's actually quite simple. But then again, it's a little different. Because, okay, here's the thing. You have to create an account, and then you have to, like, verify your email and all that stuff. But once that's over, you could just grab links from Amazon at any time, and then just plop them in wherever. But obviously, you know, sometimes the links don't work, and sometimes they're like, you gotta pay out for this. It's difficult. So, I will say that as long as you have a verified account, you should be able to add whatever Amazon. But if it's not from Amazon, or it's not from a service that they normally use, you might have some. But I like Throne. I think it's a pretty awesome service. But, you know, as always, there's always Amazon wishlist that's easier. But I haven't found another website that takes all those links and puts them in a nice little wishlist for you like that. So, I don't know. But you win. A lot of times I do, but the thing is, if I fuck up so bad to the point where I don't, it means that I actually did something extraordinary there. I lost. You know? I don't know. I just think it's really hard to lose Mario Party, especially when you play with CPUs. Once you do lose, you're like, oh, that's never happened before. Anyway. So what's this? What are we doing? Swing hammer. So wait, is this like a mashing?
Yeah!
Let's find out, huh? Also just... yeah, okay. Forget it. Fine.
Start! Finish!
Ooh. That's where mashing comes in handy. See, I don't see any of the other Mario Parties doing this. like 1 through 4, they did not even try to experiment like that. To make like a rocket ship that can go across. That's really cool. I think they only started doing that type of stuff in this game. My favorite is 1. Because of how stupidly chaotic it is. Which, you know, on brand for me. But I do like 5. This is a good one because it has a lot of cool mechanics. I also really like 6 because it has the sun and moon element, and especially in Fair Square, you're able to buy stars for like 5 coins, which is really interesting. And it allows more, you know, interesting gameplay in that way as well. I will say the newer Super Mario, not Super Mario Party Superstars really is a step up for what they should be doing. However, something tells me that the way Nintendo's going is just, I don't know. We'll find out together, shall we? Yeah, you love the OGs, so do I. I think Mario Party 1 is my favorite, but if I wanted to say any of the newer ones, I'll say 5, 6, and then Mario Party Superstars are the ones. The other ones are okay. 4 is okay. Actually, pretty much, I enjoy 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 is weird. 9 and 10 are not Mario Party. That is driving a cart together and playing some games. That is not Mario Party. That is literally something else. Super Mario Party is okay. However, it's weird because of the fact that you have allies with you, and you have different dice blocks, but then the maps are really small. Odd. It's an odd choice that they made. It was a step in the right direction, but it was an odd choice, you know? Because I thought that was very odd, you know? Why would you have allies? You know, it's not... I still consider it a Mario Party, but I don't love it. But, you know, as somebody who literally renamed their name, Aaron Party, because I love Mario Party, I will tell you from my perspective, any type of Mario Party is fine as long as I have a good time, you know? One of these days, we'll do an Aaron punishment stream where I have to play 9 and 10, and I will have to figure out how to actually like it. Because here's the thing, I haven't really actually played 9 or 10. For specific reasons. So... Listen, Mark, it's just in the back of my brain. We don't have to do it, alright? It's just in the back of my brain, in the goals section of my... Because you probably saw in the mod chat how many goals I have. That's at the bottom of the list. The mods get to know all the secrets, by the way. They know what goals are coming. What goals will happen. I have a lot of different ones. Yeah, some of them are actually pretty cool. I have some ones that give back to the community also. I have a lot of things that I want to do, but I can't like just give you guys like a whole list of goals to try to complete right now because that's overwhelming. So all I have is the one. And then we'll introduce new ones as they get big. And Daisy has 2 stars, and I have 0. I'm also very much important. What, do I have like 42 coins? Yeah, I mean, I have the coins for it, but... this? What is this? Revolving fire? Oh god, no! Oh wait, I'm the one that spins it. Yes! Okay. Okay. Make lava waves? Ooh, this should be fun. It's like I'm Bowser.
Start.
Yay! Awesome, Gridley.
Finish. Yeah, I'm the winner.
What was the problem with it, anyway? Fire! Yeah. Oh, I should also mention, the emotes contest is still up. You guys, again, have until July 31st to submit any emotes to the channel. Again, it can be any emote you want. You can literally submit anything. All of these emotes will be added to the channel around August 7th, and the winner will get either a piece of merch or a gamer subs copy of their channel. Regardless, all the art will be added to my channel. So that'll be really cool. Again, you guys have until July 31st. You'll have plenty of time. No worries. Just needed a bit of booze. Did a clean. You know, good old alcohol solution, right? That's how I fixed most of my old, systems too. You know, like N64 cartridges, you have to use, like, actual alcohol to clean out the inside. Although you could blow on it, it's actually not good for the cartridge.
Yeah.
3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Look at the threes! That's awesome. Alright, where's the star? Star looking. Right there. I won't be able to get it. So I guess nothing else to do but the dice roll. Okay, I just need to get to more. Damn. I can fix roll on it. Power shower. Yes, it is. Alright, I know exactly what to do. Oh. Ridley has the power!
Start. Finish. Yeah.
Yay! I think I got like 27. Okay, so we have Toad who has 2 stars, we have Daisy who has 2 stars. Where's the next star? Down there. Awesome. I'm stuck on this island. Great. Trust me, I'm having a great time, guys. I'm just like, I'm just very, you know, a lot of things went wrong today, and I'm like, you know what? It's fine. I just kind of had to laugh at the misery. But who knows? I think there is a chance time on this map, so anything could happen, you know? Oh, not this one. Not this one. This one's so stupid. I don't like it. Drives me insane. God, I can't even. I keep running into shit.
Finish!
We missed a speck! A little tiny speck! Right there! It's at the edge! Okay. What does that do? Huh? What? Oh! Oh, that's cool! I didn't know that could happen. That's really cool! Yeah, yeah. God damn it. skater. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna fail at this real bad, but we'll see. That might be fine.
Finish!
What did I just say?
He's the winner!
That was terrible! Ah! I'm a fraud, that's what I am. I suck! For someone who loves Mario Party, you think I would be great at all these games, right? Nah. Oh, okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. That was just hilarious to me. Oh, what does that do? What the fuck does that do? What? What? What does that do? Tell me, game! It has bomb in it. So, yeah. So, basically, it's like dodgeball, but you're throwing bombs at each other, which theoretically should kill you? But, in, you know, Mario Party logic, doesn't make sense. Yeah, sure. Let's play dodgeball with bombs. That's a good idea.
Start!
What the fuck? How that even happened? That was like the fastest game of Mario Party I've ever played. What is that? Like, what? That was so quick. I don't even know what to say. That was insane. Okay, sure. Just play God, why don't you? So you have 3 fucking stars? Okay. That's fair. Sure. I don't know what to say. Again, I promise I'm fine, and this is actually still a lot of fun. I'm really glad that you guys are here. I'm having a great time. I promise. It's just very hilarious to me how much is happening that is not my favorite. But it's good. It's good. I promise. This is great because I'm not doing anything stupidly hard right now. I have a love-hate relationship with games like Hollow Knight and Dark Souls. Like, I think they're really fun. I actually enjoy beating up bosses and taking a bunch of hits and dying a bunch and just trying again and again to get a different result. And eventually killing the boss, which is really cool. But it is a lot for me to just do. I have to be prepared, right? With Mario Party, I'm never prepared for anything. And I think that's the beauty of it, you know? So this has been a game that I have never seen before. This is quite interesting. Definitely there. That's the best part. It really is. Okay, this game I do very well at on this particular game, but you put me in the new one and I suck at it. No idea why. It's like something changed or whatever.
Start! Finish!
Like, for some reason, the new one, because of the newer graphics, like, it confuses me. Like, the leaves are, like, bouncing almost, and it's kind of hard to tell where it's gonna land. It's very odd to me. I don't know why. I suck at it, but it's weird. Oh, wow. Larry J is playing Persona 3 Reload. I will tell you, as somebody who watched the whole thing, the fact that no story happened, like, 40 hours in, is that's a lot to ask of a person. Especially, you know, for a new gamer like me. 40 hours of just doing other stuff and grinding and stuff like that, I don't think I can handle it. But if you're one of those people who enjoy it, that's great. I'm glad. I'm, like, really glad. I've always found Persona games to be so long for what it's trying to do. I feel like they can cut out a lot of it, is all I'm saying. But, you know, that's just me. I mean, I guess it's just I'm not a very big, like, I'm gonna spend 140 hours on this game. 60 hours? Sure. 50 hours? Sure. But longer than that, you're asking a lot of me. Is this? Yes, it is the one matching game. Okay. This is the matching game. It's pretty easy.
Start! Finish!
A solid third place. I'll take it. That's fine. Yeah, there isn't a lot of capsules this game. There's like a couple out of there. What the hell? Toad and Daisy have 3 stars. What is this madness? No pants power. You know, you're right. Toad does not wear pants. He wears like some sort of diaper? I don't know. It's something. It's on the other island. Okay. Like, I'm waiting for a battle minigame so I can get some coins back. Good lord. Panic Pinball. Is this the one where we're... Yes! I love this one! This is so fun! It's so silly, too. All I have to do is just... press A. Hey, Grandia, what's up? Nice to see ya. Another magical GG. Yes. 100%. But wait, aren't all GGs magical? That, you know, that is a question. How many GGs do you know that are magical? It's a trade secret. That's good.
Finish!
Hey, we did great. Thanks, Toad. Appreciate it. I only know two. Yeah. I think I know a total of three. It's not a secret anymore. I guess not, but... Kind of does that. Friends can know, but not full extent. Yeah, that's true. Man, I'm just lowballing today. Okay. Finally! Jesus Christ, about time! 5? That's bullshit! I want more, damn it. Guess we're playing cards. What is this one again? Hello, Ace. Welcome back.
Miss. Start. Finish.
That was easy. 20 coins ain't shaking up any economy. We need more. That's true.
Yay.
I was like, okay, we got a battle mini game. Awesome. Let's just do like a really high number. No, 5 coins. Like, fuck you. Oh well. It's fine. Ace, how are you doing? Aren't you at work right now? Are you just kind of coming in intermittently? Ah, okay. No problem. Aw, oh, come on! Was that necessary? Still all the way over there. No, I suck at this one. I can't.
Start. Finish.
I had to do like heavy concentration there. I was like, am I gonna lose this or win this? I'm gonna try my fucking darndest. God. This is gonna be quite the battle of the wit. Like, I can't tell you how nuts this is. Ace, there are 2 people with 3 stars, and then there's 2 people with 0. Guess which people? I have 0! And these 2 schmucks have 3 stars, for some godforsaken reason. It's quite laughable. Oh. Do I get to see DK? Yay! Okay. Okay, a DK minigame. Awesome. ×2. Cool. Divine Climb. I got like 9, I think. Okay, this one's fun. It's just plain silly.
Start.
Oh god. No!
Finish.
Such a silly little game. That's fine. He can win that one. That was silly. Alright. Ba-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh! Okay. We're a bunch of aliens. Got it.
Start.
What turn are we on, even? Gonna have to find out, I guess. Okay. We got 10 left. Okay. No problem. Ba, 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 ba. What the fuck? Toad has 4 stars. Toad has 4 stars. 4. What the actual fuck? It's like I have bad luck or something. I'm so flummoxed right now. Like I don't even know what to do right now. I'm so confused. How does this keep happening? It's fine, really. I just don't know what to do at this moment. I have 0 right now. Like, I'm winning mini games. And, like, I have the most coins right now, so I guess that's a good thing.
Start. Finish.
The power of the diaper, as you said, right? Or pantsless? Okay, give me more money this time. Yes! Thank you! Now, unfortunately, this is chance, but we'll see. Yeah, this is pure chance.
Start!
I just gotta hope.
Finish!
Well, I got second,
Yeah, Waluigi the winner.
so that means I still get coins, which is good. Always good.
Yeah.
Okay, we've played this already. Yeah, this is easy. Easy peasy. Hopefully. I don't know.
Start! Finish!
I guess not.
Yeah, Waluigi the winner.
Ah. You know what, like, seriously articulates what's going on? Give me a second. I'm gonna bring up something. There it is. Okay. How do I get this one free? Like oak can? There it is. Yeah. Okay. See this? That seriously articulates what's going on right now. Can't show it on the vertical screen. But for those of you who are seeing it, this is my face right now. Anyways. Alright. Moving on. That's fine. Again, I'm not mad. Not actually. Because this is Mario Party we're talking about, okay? Nothing, Mark. I was just articulating how I feel about the game right now. Mad, but not mad. You know? Okay, nice. Another battle game. Okay, another 20 points. What's it gonna be this time? Oh, it's split. Lucky lineup. So those slot machines. Let's see how this goes.
Start! Finish!
Hey! Hey, Soshima, how's it going? Sorry, Shoshima. Fucking. Look, ignore my captions, okay? Just completely ignore it. It's fine. It's going? What do you mean it's going? Are you having a bad day? Or is it just a silly day? Oh. Yeah, you know, I had to do laundry this morning, so I understand. Not to mention all the adult things I'm gonna have to do tomorrow. But, I'm hanging out, having a good time, playing some Mario Party, getting my ass kicked by these CPUs. But I'm having a great time. Because I'm with all of you. And that's what makes it worth it. I'm glad you're here, Sho. I'm doing laundry, dropped off the kids with their grandparents so I can sweep them off the house. Hey, that's you being a good dad. Well, Luigi finally got a star. And that puts me in 4th place. Again. See? You're doing the good thing.
Yeah!
I know you don't want to do it. I get it. But you're doing great. Trust me. Oh yeah, Gridley fixed his mouse. god, are you gonna start streaming, Joe? Joe, are you gonna start streaming with us? Are you gonna be part of the club? The streaming club? That'd be awesome, dude.
Start.
Can I be a green hammer? Yeah, I know, right? You know, you can ask any of us for help, by the way. Also, you have a best friend named Shenzo.
Finish. He's the winner.
Hey, Miss Junebug, welcome on in. Hello. Nice to see you. That's why I said hammer, not sword. Welcome in, Miss Junebug. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well, and I hope baby is doing good too. Yeah, the Miss Junebug. She also added me on Steam, not to brag. Baby is sleeping. Oh, good. Well, thank you for coming in here. It's really good to see you. But never feel like you have to be obligated to come to stream, okay? I mean, I'm just glad that you show up and say hi, or even just, you know, acknowledge my existence on Twitter or something. It just means a lot that, you know, you're here. I appreciate it. I really do. I'm having a good time playing Mario Party, of course. Getting my ass kicked, but, you know, that is the game. Oh. I just got a chance capsule. What do you think, chat? Should I use it? Oof. It's much better at 4. Yeah. I think we played 4 like 2 weeks ago now. It was alright. It went okay. For some god reason, I guess I won. This one, I will tell you, has been a whirlwind of events. You know that Toad has like 4 stars? I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that information.
Finish.
Do it. Yeah. I'm doing what I can, of course. You know, let's see what happens if I use it. I want to know. Oh, hi Bowser. The real chaos begins now. Yeah, it me. I wanted something more fun than that. Oh well, it's times 3 coins is not bad. Mark is ready for chaos, I can tell. You know, Mark, you do have the ability to use a scare alert anytime. I think Raz is waiting to use one right now. And Toad has 5 stars. Damn. I gotta use it. I don't know what's gonna happen if I do, but we'll just find out, shall we? I will tell you, Miss Junebug, I don't think I've had a game of Mario Party this bad. I'm usually pretty good at this. But I'm starting to realize maybe I'm not the Mario Party guru that I think I am. I think I called myself a fraud earlier. But... Alright. We're using it. We're using it. I'm not sure what's gonna happen when I use it. I used to say I majored in Mario Party in college. I was never good enough to say that. Oh, man. Well, let's see what happens here. Well, better than nothing, I'm sure. Wow. Miss Junebug, what was your favorite Mario Party, if you don't mind me asking? Because mine is number 1. So... And it could be just be the one that you recently played. It doesn't...
Start!
What an offensive question. No, it's not! Shush. Shush. Shush.
Finish!
Oh my god! Played 3 a lot in college? Yeah, 3? I will tell you, 3 is not my favorite. Although it is the first one that introduced items. And is the first one to cause a little bit more mayhem. New minigames, right? But I didn't love it like other people do. I don't know why. I don't know why. I've had better experiences recently, but still. I love you guys very much, by the way. Even if you make fun of me all the time. If you don't mind me asking. Show, why are you apologizing? It's fine. It's very easy to mess with me. My Aunt Cindy can concur. She literally makes fun of me all the time. Messes with me and says things that I'm just like, oh shit.
Start!
But I love my Aunt Cindy so much. Oh god. Ooh, that's not good. Raz or Mark, can you unban Manquaz? I don't know what just happened. Jeez, what happened? What happened? Did... Oh god. Yeah, my bot went rogue. What the hell just happened? Okay. Wow. What she said was I was a slut for the first game, which is 100% true. Why? Why are you... Handle the shallow ramen. Cindy, I am so sorry. I did not expect that to happen. What the hell? I know! I'm so upset right now. What just happened? Jesus Christ. I'm gonna have to look into what just happened later on today. Wow. Is Nightbot sentient? No idea. Probably is, considering it does whatever the hell it wants all the time. I'll say salute from now on. Yeah, okay. I'm actually gonna make that a command. I'll do exclamation point sin and it will say salute. Does that sound good? I think that'd be great, honestly. Is it? What is red? Get on it, Mark. I know, right? That's just so stupid. To me, that's stupid. But I'll have to look into what just happened. But hey, I'm glad everybody's laughing about it. I'm glad it's fine. It's just... Oh, man. Well, I'm not winning this one. There's no way. 3 people?
Start!
Oh, really? Lord.
Finish!
Nightbot. Nightbot probably is sentient, we don't know. got it. Oh man, I think that just broke me. Okay. We're good.
Start! Finish!
I didn't know what the controls were. I wasn't paying attention. For those of you lurking and just watching the chat, it's very clear there's a lot of chaos going on. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Sounds like God's work to me. Yes, Gridley. Absolutely. 100%. Yep, the winner is Toad. You see this? 7 fucking stars. Oh boy, what is this? There's another chance time on the— ooh. Okay. I'm putting my controller down. Me? Aw, shite. Okay. Well, that was your fault, Waluigi. Just saying. Good lord. Nothing crazy, just points. Luckily, it was really, really simple.
I got it.
Yeah. Oh! That's okay. Okay. Come on, work with me. I apologize. I was trying to make sure things get recorded vertically. If it looks like it sucks. That's alright. No big deal.
Start!
Oh no! Sorry to hear that, show.
Finish!
Alright, last turn. Look, I don't think I would ever make fun of you, by the way. I get it. Sometimes you just don't see it. I don't actually make it very clear who I'm playing when I'm playing it. I just... Yeah, it's fine. So I talk about the CPUs a lot more often. I was just hoping there was some chaos that could happen at the end of this, but I guess not. Yeah. Let's just Sorry, just 1 second, guys. What is this? Goomba? Yeah.
Start! Finish!
That wasn't so bad. So much Goomba violence in this one. Hi, Mecha. How's it going? Nice to see you. We're at the end, actually. The end is where the chaos begins? Really? Thanks, Mecha. Wow. Well, here we go. The pantsless has won. Toad in a diaper. This, yes. Definitely.
Miss!
Alright. Well then. Hey, at least I got 2 stars at the end. I consider myself pretty lucky getting that far. Yeah. Damn, you know? It's just nuts how Toad got like 7 stars. It was nuts. Like, I don't know how. Bruh. Okay. Well, I got 3rd place, and that wasn't too bad. Toad cheated. Yeah, I believe so. Free balling, yeah. This was a very chaotic Mario Party, let me tell you. Normally we play Pirate Dream, which is a really good one. But it's also very linear, so I'm able to figure it out a lot easier, and I'm able to win more. So I wanted to try something else, and oh boy! I probably should have just went with my gut. But anyway, that was stream, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. So, just a couple of things before we end. This is our goal for this week and next week, starting. So if you guys want to hit the goal, you can either give subs or tips or bits towards the goal if you want to. But it will be up next stream, and then it will go away, and then we'll pick out a different goal. The reason we're doing it this way is because if for some reason, because I only stream once a week, I don't want goals to like fall flat on their head. I want you guys to be able to hit them, right? I have so many, and I mean so many, that we need to get through, so I'm gonna have to do one goal at a time just to see what happens, but thank you all for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. If we get the goal next week, that's awesome. If not, we'll put up a new one, and that would be really awesome. So, thank you for joining me. I know this was not intended. I know you guys wanted to see me play some Hollow Knight, hit the hollow bug in here, but I'm glad you guys joined me regardless. This was a lot of fun, regardless of all the technical issues today. I had a great time. You guys are awesome, and I hope that you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. Who is streaming right now that I could go raid. Second respawn I haven't raided in a while. They just start? No. Alright, fuck it. Let's go there. Go say hi to Second Respawn for me. I will see you guys next week. Alright? Take care, everybody. I love you. Bye!